Alright, Shalom, it's your brother Shamar from Phoenix. With that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QUADASH. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers doing this work in truth and sincerity, man. And real quick, what I want to get into is how the Lord's going to reward us for doing this work, man. You know, the Lord is gonna be is just to reward for our work, man. Reward the sacrifices that we make and the work that we do, because the Lord is a just power. Because Yahawah Bashem Yahushai, Yahawah is a just power, man. And he's gonna reward us for our work. I'm gonna just get right into it. This is 1 Corinthians 15:58. It says, "Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Most High, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Most High." So our labor is not in vain, man. You know, so the things that we do, the sacrifices that we make, the push that we do on a daily basis and throughout the week and the highways and hedges, it's not in vain, man. It accomplishes the will of the Lord. You know, but another thing about the work is that it requires diligence, man. You know, that's why the scripture says to be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding. What does that mean? It means that constant, determined effort is required in doing the work of the Lord. You know, so that's one thing to consider in your walk in this truth, man. You know, every day must be a constant, focused effort in pleasing the Lord, man. You know, you got to strive for perfection, basically. And for that, I'm going to get 2 Peter 3:14. No, we're not going to be able to attain perfection in our fleshy bodies, but we can strive we can strive for perfection. You know, we're going to be perfected, you know, in that day. So this is 2 Peter 3:14, and it says, "Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things," and what are the things we look for? We look. Well, I'll go back to verse 13. "Nevertheless, we, according to His promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness," man, and that's what brothers is looking for. You know, that's what if you sincerely ask your brother, you know what he's desiring out of this truth, that's what it is. You know, we desire for things to be made right. We desire for righteousness to rule upon the earth. We desire for our Lord, our power, to have control, to have His glory, to have His dominion upon the earth. Because we know that when He's in power, everything's going to be right. Everything's going to be in order. We're not going to have to live with the vexation and wickedness that we see upon a daily basis, man. That's what we sincerely desire. I'm going to read that back again. This is 2 Peter 3:13. It says, "Nevertheless, we, according to His promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness." And that's exactly what we sincerely hoping for, man. "Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent that ye may be found in Him peace, without spot, and blameless." So diligence is part of doing this work, man. And living a clean lifestyle is part of doing this work, man. A diligent life, a disciplined life. It's part of being in this truth. It's part of doing this work. It's part of being a man of the Lord. It's living a clean, disciplined, diligent, moral, just lifestyle, man, to the best of your abilities. That's why the scripture says to put off the old man, because the old man's not going to live that just lifestyle. The old man's not going to have that just mentality. So it got to be a complete 360 from whatever you came from. You know, and that's going to be an ongoing process, but that's a perfection that we have to strive to attain, and that's one of the ways we put on the elect. Because you got to realize who those elect men were. They were men with Yahawashi. And they were in order, because Yahawah Bashem Yahushai is about order. And when Yahawashi and the elect formed the foundations of the earth from the blueprints of Yahawah, they did so in order. So those elect men, they were just righteous men. They did things in order. And that's the mentality that we got to strive for in doing this work and walking this walk and in serving our power, man. And with that, I'm going to get John 6:29, because the Lord's going to reward us for our work, man. It talks in the scriptures how the Lord demands that a man gets paid his wages. You can read that in the book of Deuteronomy. You can read that in the book of Leviticus, where the Lord demands that it's just and right that a man gets paid his wages, his proper wages, for the works that he do. So, knowing that the Lord said that decree, it's only going to be just and right that the Lord's going to reward his men that are out there doing his work, that are out there pushing his word with sincerity and with diligence. With that, I want to get John 6:29. This is John 6:29. Said, YAHAWAHSHI answered and said unto him, This is the work of Yahawah, that ye believe on him who he has sent. And who did he send? He sent YAHAWAHSHI. And we're supposed to believe on him. We're supposed to, and that word to believe on him is to what? To obey him. Because faith without works is dead. So our work is part of our belief. Our diligence is part of our belief. The sacrifices that we make is part of our belief. It's time we get to Hebrews 6:10. This is Hebrews 6:10, and it says, For Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love. So if you go back to the Old Testament, the Lord demanded that a man get paid his wages, man. I'm gonna get that quick, but I'm gonna finish this verse. For Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed towards his name. And that's exactly what we doing, man. We have showed work unto his name. We do this work in his name, and for the glory of his name, that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. Who are the saints? The saints are the Israelites, man. Why? Because they're sanctified. They're set apart from the rest of the people. Although 2/3 of them are going to be purged with fire and be killed by the Lord, ultimately they're all going to be purged, man. They're all going to be made righteousness when we get that new law written in our inward parts. And we desire that every one of you shows the same diligence to the full assurance of hope until the end. So that diligence is required in this truth and putting on the elect. Living that diligent, clean life, that moral, just life, man. Something that we have to strive to do, And to give an example how the Lord is just and he demands that a man get paid for his wages, I'm going to get Leviticus 19:13. This is Leviticus 19:13. These are decrees made by the Lord. This is Leviticus 19:13. Says, Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob the wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. Also I'm going to get Deuteronomy 24th chapter to give you some examples of how the Lord is just and paying a man his wages and rewarding a man for his labor. It's Deuteronomy 24:14. It says, Thou shalt not oppress a hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or thy stranger that are in the land within thy gates. And thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor, and set his heart upon it, lest he cry against thee unto the Most High, and sin be unto thee. So the Lord has decreed, the Lord is just to pay a man for his wages, man. And also the Lord gives punishment for a man that doesn't get his wages, man, paid. That just shows you how the Lord is going to reward the men that is doing to this work. I'm gonna get this real quick. This is Jeremiah 22:13. It says, Woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness, and is shamed by wrong, that useth his neighbor's servants without wages, and gives him not for his work. And so the Lord is very serious about paying a man his wages and rewarding a man for his work. And woe unto him that builds his house in righteousness. Hey, that's Esau, man, because that's exactly what he done to you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. But the point I was trying to get to is that the Lord is righteous and rewarding us for our work, man. So that's just one of the many things that we have to look forward to. The Lord's gonna reward his men that are gonna do his work, that are doing his work. I'm gonna go back to Hebrews 6:10. So that should give you a spiritual boost to strive for this thing, man. To strive to be diligent in this thing, man. Hebrews 6:10 it says, "For Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love." He's not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love. And this is a labor of love for brothers, man, because we love doing it. Why? Because because we love it. It's in our spirit to go out there and prophesy, man. To be amongst like-minded men, which ye have showed towards his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end. That ye be not slothful, but followers of them through faith and patience inherit the promise, man. So slothfulness is what? The opposite of slothfulness is what? Diligence. So diligence goes with this work, man. So putting a sincere, focused effort on a daily basis is what's required for you to walk correctly in this truth, man. And with that, I'm gonna close it out with 2 Timothy 4:8, man. A real quick lesson. This is 2 Timothy 4:8. It says, "Henceforth there was laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, not only to me only, but to all them that love his appearing." This is Paul talking, man, because he knew that he was going to get a reward for his work. That's one of the things that motivated him. He always likened his work into a fight, to a race. So when you're in a race and you're in a fight, he likened it to a race and he likened it to a fight. There's two parts in this. There's two instances in the scripture where he likens it to a race, and there's another instance where he likens it to a fight, fighting the good fight of faith. That's verse. Matter of fact, that's verse 7 right there. He also likens it to a race. So when you're in a fight and when you're in a race, if you can mentally picture it, it takes constant effort to run a race. There's no breaks. There's no slowing down. It's just constant focused effort. And when you're in a fight, man, for brothers that have been in fights before, brothers that have been in boxing or whatever, or martial arts, that takes a constant focused effort to be in a fight. So Paul likened this truth, this work, into a fight. He likened it to a race. Why? Because a fight in a race requires constant focused effort. It requires, in the simplest of terms, it requires diligence. But I'm going to keep on going. It says, "Henceforth there was laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord thy righteous judge shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them that also love his appearing. Do thy diligence to control thee unto me." So diligence is part of this work, man. I'm going to close it out with this right here, Revelation 2:10. It says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer." So, we all know that Jacob's trouble is coming, which concludes the mark of the beast and microchip and martial law and race riots and famine and all the horrible things that the scripture describes, man. But we got to have faith in those things. We're going to have to suffer through those things. Fear none of the things which thou shalt suffer. So we're not supposed to have fear and the things that are going to fall upon us, man. The persecution that's coming, all the things that the scripture talks about, man. "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. You may be tried, and you should be of tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life," man. So being faithful unto death, so being diligent, so being on fire, so running the race, so fighting the fight, all that requires constant focused effort, man. And that's what's needed in these last seconds of Esau's empire. 'Cause we are at the home stretch, man. And the Lord's going to reward us for his work. That was just a quick lesson. The Most High will and hope was edifying. That one say, "Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawahshi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawahshi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawahshi." Shalom.